Hello, my name is Avery, and welcome to the final part of Generation 1's A Collector's Guide to Pokemon, where we'll be going over Pokemon Blue and all four variants that it has to offer. This was definitely the most difficult one for me to piece together compared to Yellow or Red or Crystal or any of the other ones I've been working on thus far. And there are quite a bunch of variants, so let's just get started. So I will be going over the first and second prints together because they do have the same manuals, inserts, and everything else. The only difference is a small one on the text on the back. So they both have the white ESRBs, as you can see there. And on the back, they have the Sandshrew and Rattata screenshot, both of them do. And this is an error technically because in the Pokemon Red version, which had the same screenshot, you could only obtain Sandshrew in Pokemon Blue. So they changed it to standardize it for both games in the later prints, but Blue did have an error that Red never had, which was right here. So on the first print box, you can see collect up to 139 different Pokemon playing the Red version. Obviously this isn't the Red version, it's the Blue version. And honestly, I think 139 is incorrect, but don't quote me on that. I feel like it's less in Blue. I thought it was like 138 or 137. And then in the second print, it says the Blue version. And they both also have 100% recyclable boxes, which means they don't have Y folds on the bottom. You can see right here, 100% recyclable fiber or total recovered fiber. And yeah, that's the only main difference while I get the inserts ready. Just for reference, the first print isn't a ton rarer than the second print. I am going to go out on a limb and assume that it wasn't in production for an extensive period of time, as they do have all of the same inserts, manuals, etc. But it isn't really that much more expensive generally, and it really isn't that much harder to get your hands on. That was certainly not the hardest Pokemon Blue variant to find, in my opinion. Or not in my opinion, based off of me doing this for the past several months, but I will get to that later in the video. So, they both have the white ESRB Pokemon Blue carts with the DMG USA no dash afterwards. They both have the consumer information precaution booklets. They're supposed to be -6 or -7. This is a -1, but honestly, I don't really think anybody cares about those. That's not like a Pokemon specific thing anyways. And they both have the first print Pokemon Blue manuals. So these are both the same, but I'll just show you what they look like. It says Blue version of Pokemon in there. It says Blue as well in here, just to prove to you guys that I'm not like showing you the wrong manual. And then they both have the free player's guide. And that is essentially it for the first printing and the second printing of Pokemon Blue. And let's go on to the third print. The third printing of Pokemon Blue was the first one to correct the Sandshrew Meowth screenshot on the back, so it has Rattata and Pidgey instead. We also still have the white ESRB, and we do have a Y fold on the bottom. This is not sealed, it's complete in box, it just still has the plastic wrap. You might be wondering, how did you get such a nice one? Well, I got very lucky. I bought that a really long time ago. This is actually my first copy of Pokemon Blue. I got it probably like 3-4 years ago at this point. So because it doesn't have the built-in tray, it does have the cardboard insert with the same copy of Pokemon Blue white ESRB, and you can see there's no dash next to the USA. Got the consumer information -7, which is what it's supposed to be for all of them. The Pokemon Stadium insert, the player's guide insert, and a -1 on the manual. So this is where we have our first discrepancy. You would be probably thinking right now, why do you have both the player's guide and the Pokemon Stadium advertisement? Well, this is how this copy came. Again, it is very dependent on when in the production these came out. So I've seen certain copies, third print copies, that come with this and the Hungry for More Nintendo Power insert. I've seen ones that only come with this, and I've seen ones that come with both of these. It is simply a matter of, this was probably in the mid-production, or the early production towards the early mid, because it does have a -1 manual, which means it is the second print, or the third print manual in this case, because the first print's, you know, like kind of 2 prints. But you might have one that only has this and the Nintendo, the Hungry for More, or you might have one that only has this player's guide and a first print manual. It is only a matter of when in the production your copy came out. So this is a general overview of how this works, but please, again, do not take this as gospel, because there's so much variation and it really is impossible to be 100% certain on when exactly these came out, unless we had like a whole sealed case of ones from different eras of Pokemon production. But with that being said, let us move on to the 4th and final print of Pokemon Blue. Here we have the 4th print of Pokemon Blue. And you might be wondering at this point in the video, which of the variants was the hardest to find? It was this one. The 4th print was hands down the most difficult to actually find a reasonable priced, good condition copy of, significantly harder than the first error print even. Defining characteristics, we've got a black ESRB here, we've got a Y-fold on the bottom. I would guess that this had a very short print time, just because at the time that this was being printed, they were already releasing like Pokemon Crystal and the newer Pokemon games, Pokemon Yellow as well. So in terms of inserts, we've got the cardboard insert with a black ESRB -1 to indicate that it does in fact go with that box. You have the Stadium and the Hungry for More Nintendo Power insert. I am 100% certain that this, the black ESRB comes with both of these. It does not come with the player's guide one, just because they weren't advertising it this late into the game's production, and I've never seen it come with one of those. So I'm almost 100% certain these are the only 2 it comes with. Of course, you've got the -7 consumer information booklet. And then you have a -2, which indicates that it's the 4th print manual. So you can see a blue version of Pokemon in there. I have seen it come with -1 manuals. That is definitely pretty common. The -2 manual is by far the most difficult to actually find. I really only found this was the only one I found, and it has a little, some guy took a little bite out of the corner there, which is kind of disappointing, but I would rather have this manual than none of them, or than the wrong print. So it could come with a -1. Mine had a -2. I really wasn't able to find any other examples of any -2 manuals, or generally any other examples of the black ESRB inserts in general. So with that, we have concluded our tour of the insides of these Pokemon games. And yeah. Well, this has been a journey, to say the least. It has been a lot of time and a lot of effort on my end, finding all of these boxes, finding all of the inserts. Hopefully most of them already came complete, but it's been a lot of money and time and effort, and I am glad that it is done, because I would never do this again. Was it worth it? I will make a retrospective video about that, because honestly, I could totally milk more content out of this. But if you enjoyed, please like, please subscribe. Maybe you can help me make my money back if you subscribe to my Patreon. I'm joking, I don't have a Patreon. I will not make one. But thank you so much for watching. I do have some more Pokemon themed content planned for the future, and I appreciate you guys following me on this journey. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.